K you got, son?
4K. What's the K stand for?
Really high quality audio. I don't know what it's. Carats. Recording in 4-carat gold. That's fucking right.
Hell yeah.
Let me get my notes
I don't know,
up.
4 carats is that many carats?
Let me get my
Not in gold, but in audio.
in audio.
It could be a lot. It's like 4,000.
Maximum carats you can have in audio.
But what about like 24 carat gold?
The K stands for carat and thousand.
And K stands for 1,000.
Yeah,
That can't be right.
I think so.
A 1,000.
As best as I know, it does.
The K is silent, but I say it.
Cardinal carats.
I love the brand of humor of just pretending to be dumb because I think everyone probably just thinks we are dumb.
It's one of my favorite
which just
things
helps.
to do.
That's just good. It's just good.
If you do it right enough, people will think you're dumb. You just basically, some people think you're dumb and some people think you're smart. And that's fun to me. I like that. And then most people probably just think I'm
Some
dumb,
people
but that's
oscillate every time they see you, like me.
fine. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
You and me both.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
This is episode 2.
Hello.
We actually have video component this time.
We did change our clothes. Well, we didn't change our clothes.
Change our
but we
clothes.
did wash them.
We went home and washed our clothes and came
No,
back.
no. We just finished the last episode. We just washed and dried our clothes.
With
and
a
then
bucket
came back.
outside.
Yeah.
Came back in for this one.
Yeah.
We are talking about, is this really the second ever song? Like, you remember the order that they were written,
Song
recorded?
2.
Lust, Love, and Misery is the second ever Arrows in Action song.
I don't know about like, recorded for sure.
Okay.
Written, written, everything was kind of
Who knows?
all over the map. Who knows when what was written? But like, I remember starting to write Bad Hearts when I was like still in high school, and then bringing that song to like Arrows in Action. But Lust, Love, and Misery, I remember writing spring break of my freshman year. I was on vacation in Puerto Rico with Oz. Once again, Oz, part of the lore.
Cool. Big
I
character, this guy.
Yeah, we had just finished drinking all night, and the next day everyone was hungover, and
Drinking all night.
and I just had like a nylon string guitar that was like his dad's or something, and I would just messing with that idea. And I was very into Third Eye Blind at the time, hence some of the sonic references. I think do. And yeah, and then I remember bringing it back, and we had Jason Flynn record the guitar for us because I could not do that. And
Which part?
the baby, I don't know.
You couldn't do that?
I could not get it clean for some reason. Yeah.
Wait, Jason tracked the guitar on Lust, Love, and
The
Misery?
leads, yeah. Like just that part, I'm pretty sure. But then like the, yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Huh.
yeah. I think
interesting.
I was working. He was like offering us guidance, even though he had left the
Jason's
band.
great.
We
Yeah.
still asked him to like come in and help us. At,
What a wonderful
Dave's.
human.
Shout out Jason Flynn. I love
Truly,
that man. The
yeah.
tallest man in the world.
He even
Yes.
consulted while I was still in the band because he was like, came in to talk about like
He would help us with
loose
like
choreography,
stage setup,
stage
stuff too.
presence,
Yeah.
when to spin and
Which
jump.
was useful.
Just
'Cause
for
we didn't
context.
know- I don't know anything.
Just for
about this.
context,
Yeah.
Jason Flynn, who was the original bassist of Arrows in Action, and Stephen Williams, who was the original singer of Arrows in Action, I met when I was 15. They were in a band called Love Loud. They were from Lake City, and it was like the first band I was like that I knew who I was obsessed with. So
like
after Love Loud broke up and Arrows in Action formed,
Yeah, so yeah, I guess we can even bridge that gap. It was kind of weird because when I started the band, I put flyers up around campus. I was like, we want all these things, and we wanted a violin player for who knows why. I guess because Yellow Card did it, which I think is cool, and no one else was doing it. So I was like, there's still room for
Could be the
this.
second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jason and Steven both like joined the band from that. So it was really weird then to later find out that Victor knew their last band and was a big fan of them. I don't know. It was like, wait, what? These guys were in a different band?
everything I
You
had
like
learned
followed
about
them around and, like,
everything I had
roadie,
learned
right?
about being a band up to that point was like from them. Like
Yeah.
I would just go to every I was obsessed with their music. I was obsessed with everything they
music.
did. and would just go and help them set everything up and just like hang out with them. So when I found out that this guy Jesse had a band and Steven and Jason were in it, I was just like, oh, so this is like legit.
Yeah.
Like Steven and Jason wouldn't join a band if it wasn't like good.
Yeah, I mean,
Which, to be fair, it was Steven and Jason and Jesse and Adrian and
Robert. Yeah, it was the 5.
We're tight.
Yeah, it was a decent start for. I think they helped that. Obviously, we were still like a local band.
Yeah.
But I feel like our start was higher than often most bands start
Because
at.
people already, some of you guys already knew what you were doing.
Some experience. I didn't know what I was doing, but they definitely kind of knew what they were doing, and yeah, we figured out from there. But it was kind of odd just for them to have joined not knowing me at all, and then me meeting Victor separate from that, and then finding out that they knew each other and then that we were playing that show together was funny.
You could
Yeah, it's
say it was
crazy.
Cosmic.
Definitely cosmic. I mean, so we kind of owe the starting of the band to the two of them.
Yeah.
In a way, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
remember thinking, like, when Steven left and you needed a singer, I was like, well, Jason's still in the band, and, like, I kind of know Jesse, so, like, if Jason trusts Jesse, then, like, I trust Jesse. This will work out.
Just
Little did
gap.
you know he wasn't in the band.
Well,
Jason
he was
wasn't.
still
still
no, he was in the
right?
band.
You played a show with
We
Jason.
played one show with Jason.
Yeah.
We had a
Oh,
couple
okay.
rehearsals with
Yeah.
Jason, and then after that, Jason was like, yeah, I'm going to go do math at a very, very high level.
I don't have time for this.
Like,
Yeah.
little stupid.
That was his degree was in just pure math.
Yeah.
Jason was the best at everything he did.
Like, if you didn't know, they're still coming up with new math. Like, not new ways to learn it, like how they
New math.
teach it new. They're coming up with, like, new numbers and stuff.
And Jason's at the forefront of
you
it.
guys
Yeah.
considered 11 gajillion? Oh, shit.
I didn't know they were still doing
That's
that.
what a really dumb person like me assumes is what they're doing.
When they're, yeah.
Like,
Just invalidates what Jason is doing
Yeah,
and spent his
right.
whole
Just have Jason on
they're,
and talk
they're
about
like
math.
coming up with like time travel and shit. Like that's what like super high level math is, basically, right?
Time travel?
I think so.
I love
yeah.
just either diminishing it or just blowing it out of the what time
Right?
travel.
No, right?
Or
Like
11
quantum
gajillion.
Naming new
theory
numbers.
and shit. I don't know. That's math.
Yeah.
I'm
I mean,
probably wrong.
Math,
but
math is the building blocks of everything. So
Exactly.
like, yeah.
it's a science.
But yeah, I remember that because Jason trusted Jesse, I trusted Jesse. I didn't really know him very well at that point. And once Jason left, like when Jason was still in the band, we were playing things that we ended up never releasing. But then I think when it was just you, me, Robert, and Adrian was when we wrote Lust, Love, and Misery. Like that's when we started playing it and like composing it among ourselves as a band. And I don't even know if Sam was. I don't remember when Sam. That we had another guitarist. I was playing bass at the time, and we had another guitarist. Sam and our other guitarist Adrian were on guitar. But yeah, we recorded that with Dave Milosh
Yeah.
at his home studio.
Was there a name for the studio? There was a name. Was it Heartwood?
No.
Or
I
that
don't think it was
didn't
Heartwood
transfer?
yet.
Medusa?
Medusa.
Medusa was the
That's
name of his
right.
studio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That was a hit. Lust, Love, and Misery.
I felt really
Big
good about
tune.
that.
It's
Yeah.
still our only sync placement technically.
Oh yeah.
In a movie.
In a movie. We have to talk about them. I still haven't watched the movie.
I still haven't watched the movie.
haven't watched
Have
the
you
movie.
watched the
Can
movie?
we talk about the movie if we haven't seen it?
I thought one of you had watched it.
All I know is I've seen like maybe the part the song is in.
Yeah.
And it's like
We've seen the scene.
yes. And it's like playing it's not I forget what the difference is.
Really
It's-
quick,
It's
it-
in the
Diegetic versus right when it's what's it called?
Lust, Love, and Misery is in a movie called What Happened Last Night that features Amber Rose. Just so everyone is
it's like sort
aware
of, like a
of what we're
college-
talking
Know
about.
who that is.
like a
either.
college party movie.
The mother of Wiz Khalifa, of one of Wiz Khalifa's children, for sure. Like they used to date. That was like a really big thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure she has many more credits than
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not giving her full credit here.
I
but
don't know much.
that was
other
how I
than-
knew about Amber Rose to begin with.
Yeah, I also wasn't incredibly familiar with her like what she's done. But
shout out to our boy Spencer Jordan for getting us that sync placement in What Happened Last Night featuring Amber Rose that we never watched. It felt weird to watch it by myself, and we never really had like a movie night to do it, I think.
yeah, we should do that.
Until now.
No.
We could do that.
What's it on? I wonder if it's like on Prime or like, can you find out what it's on?
I'm going to look it up right now. Well, also, Spencer Jordan's first band, I think his first band, Latchkey, is in that movie, too.
Oh, he's going to hate us for outing him like this.
Oh.
Great band.
Latchkey.
They
Yeah.
were a
Great
good band.
Another band that we played with back in Gainesville.
We had
A
many
few different times.
many Battle of the Bands, a couple Battle of the Bands that we played with Latchkey. I remember playing at Shucks, right
20s?
behind University with Latchkey, the Hales, and Arrows in Action.
Yeah, if you're, I do think we should just always slip in little nuggets for bands trying to become famous and successful like we are. I think what you don't forget.
God damn it.
Play as many
I
Battle
need like
of the
a
Bands.
fucking like DJ like like the noise to like put a fucking
It's okay. I think my delivery was perfect.
was
Enter as many Battle of the
Sarcastic
Bands
enough.
as you can
Yes.
and fight everyone to the death.
Yeah.
Battle of the Bands.
You want to battle as many bands as you can.
I found the movie.
It makes you weathered and strong.
Yeah, it does.
This has a 58% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is significantly higher than I thought
That
it
is
was.
Way
gonna be.
better than I thought.
Not
I was
bad.
expecting 13.
What did they say about the
18
song?
at best?
The song
What do
is
they think about the
playing
What's
in the
the rating of the
background
song?
in like one of the party scenes, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah.
It's like so it's like in the scene. It's not like
That's
it's not
diegetic
scored.
sound. It's
What's-
in the
it's like-
real scene.
Yeah.
What's funny about
Yeah.
this is that like this is just like with Scully, like the cymbal bleed is kind of crazy. Like it's really funny that this is in a soundtrack for a movie. Like it
Yeah.
shouldn't be
like
given the recording quality.
Well, it's funny. I think they got that out with the way that it's like
the way that it is.
filtered in this movie, because it's like, oh, it's playing over there.
They took the files. They had someone else like remaster.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean when
Yeah.
you just like, I don't know, you turn it onto like next door mode
Yeah.
and make it sound like you're not
Super
hearing it right
lo-fi.
here, you're hearing
Playing it
sort
in
of
the
like-
next
Yeah.
room
Yeah.
mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that takes some of that, like, I don't know shit about like frequencies, but it's up there, the top one, and it just really scratches the worst.
Takes the
People say
cymbals
like,
out.
oh, it scratches my brain in a good way. It's like in the bad way.
Yeah.
In the back.
It gets in the worst part of your brain and
It's like
scratches
makes
the worst
my
part.
brain itchy.
the
Maybe
cymbals
that's
in that song. Yeah, I mean that's another one too that we kind of tried to wipe out of existence because of the way it sounded. And
Yeah.
you can still listen to that on Spotify because if you look at the movie soundtrack, you can play it from the movie soundtrack. So you'd search what happened last night to find Lust, Love, and Misery.
Yeah, I mean, you can find these songs in a number of different places. And wipe from existence, I guess that's what we were trying to do, but we didn't do a good job. And
No.
then it was like, it's okay. I like the songs from this EP. They're just not right.
Yeah.
Like I don't feel that way about like coasting as much. Like
No, well-
obviously it would be different if we recorded it now, but I'm like, yeah, like there's justice here.
It'd be different if Scully and Lust, Love, and Misery and all those songs had broke us. Like if that was the thing that blew us
sure.
up, we'd be like, yeah, we can't take them down. But because
There's a reason
they
that
weren't,
couldn't have happened.
yeah, it's funny, right? Because imagine you're listening to like the band Camino's discography, and you go back to the first thing they put on, and you're like, the recording, the quality of this is wild.
this is
I can't believe
ass.
this is still here. Why would they not take this down?
Yeah.
And on the other side of that, we've had so many people be like, why the hell is Scully and Lust, Love, and Misery not on streaming services?
Which is
Yeah.
interesting. I mean, maybe for those people listening, now maybe we've ruined the songs. They go back and they're like, oh, that cymbal thing. I do hear it now. I hear the cymbal thing. I think it's no good for me now.
No, I think if someone is like committed enough to go back that far and listen to something like that, it's sort of like it's just endearing. They like seeing the progress. So I think like we were in a phase that is completely valid, but it was in a phase where it was like, we need to make sure people think it's like that we're new and flashy and that the first thing was the thing that already sounds super amazing and polished. And then we stopped that, didn't even finish getting rid of the first EP on a lot of platforms. And then like, I think people like finding it. Like, I don't know, like if I go listen to like Foo Fighters early demos because now they've released demo versions of the stuff that was on the first record or live recordings and stuff. Like, I like that. I like that it's out there. I don't know.
I like that it's not on the main one. I consider Spotify the main one. I think a lot of people do. And I remember also the number of times that we've been like, oh yeah, that's still on Apple Music. And it's like, yeah, and that's fine. Leave it up. We don't need to take it down because it is not on the main one. And if you care enough, you'll go find it. And then that gets to live in a different realm that isn't the main access.
You have to listen to Scully and Lust, Love, and Misery. You can do it. Yeah. We believe in you.
Pretty sure they're on YouTube too.
Yeah.
So
probably.
We didn't strike them everywhere. We just took them off Spotify. I think they are.
Probably
They're definitely on Apple Music and SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure.
So they're accessible.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
This is one of the longest bridges ever in this song too. That's a fun.
What's the bridge for this song?
Oh
my Jesus Christ.
And that's halfway through the bridge. What I just said.
Wait, I can't remember it. Listen.
So the way it starts is I'll sing it for you guys. Don't worry.
Great.
It just starts with the bass line. It's like dun 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 dun. That happens like 2 times.
No vocals.
No vocals for like a solid 40 seconds probably.
Long time.
What did we do on stage while we did that?
Looked
did we
at
get
each other.
Everyone
We
to
just
clap
played.
along?
No, because we were all
builds.
playing parts.
It builds.
So
It builds.
it starts with just bass. Then it would start with Adrian's guitar going dun 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 dun, and then the next guitar would come in and go dun 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 dun,
And then
like
drums
palm
followed
muting.
it.
Drums would follow that, and then it would build into a stop and go whoop, and then da 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 da.
Oh,
da,
yeah.
like a breakdown.
But it's the same riff as the
It's
chorus,
the same.
right?
No, completely different riff that was nowhere else in the song.
Okay, because I played this so many times on bass and guitar when I first joined the band, but I cannot remember for the life of me what.
How long do you
This
think
is-
this song is, Jesse?
I'm looking it up.
If you had to guess, I guess
no, it's
4
like-
minutes.
Oh, I would say 3:30 ish. Oh no, this
That's
is
me on the
intro's cool.
bass.
Well, I want to. Okay, so the bridge.
Get to the bridge.
I remember now.
Don't let the cymbals in the mic. Don't let the cymbals in there.
350. We were close.
350.
Oh, the bass tone is bad too.
Oh, now I remember. I remember sitting on the floor in your old apartment with you learning this part.
Okay, so I got the guitar parts flipped, but yeah. And then wait for
All right,
it.
they get it. They get it.
Wait,
they get
more.
it.
More bridge.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's probably people. There's probably some people who like this song.
I think it's
but-
like halfway through. Right now. Here it is. Yeah.
I mean, we had even then.
sound so
I'm like,
different,
the chorus
too.
still
It's
sounds
crazy.
kind of good.
The chorus was still good.
Yeah.
We should rip that melody.
Just use it
You
for
know what it
something
reminds
else.
me of? It I
We can do
can
that.
finally figure out what it reminds me of. It's like King of Wishful Thinking. Oh. That's what it reminds me of.
By
King of Wishful Thinking.
I know that
Right?
Newfound
Is that-
Glory did a cover of it, but I don't know who the original. It's an 80s song. It's just
huh.
I can't remember.
Is it like Phil
Because
Collins?
I'm the king of wishful thinking.
Yeah.
Huh.
Huh. Well, maybe now we can't take
And
it.
I'll tell
That was ours.
myself, oh yeah, and I'll tell myself I'm over you because
Oh,
I'm
okay.
the king of wishful
Okay.
thinking.
It's got that.
That's pretty close.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty
Three
close.
notes. That's
It's not.
fine.
That's not enough though.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I definitely heard that somewhere. I was just like, there's something to this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that chorus melody.
Yeah. I like that we can go back and
we
like
could-
the first 2 things we put up, we're like, the song itself, like the songwriting itself makes some sense. Like there's
Yeah.
good intention there. Even if the songs were 3 minutes and 50 seconds or 4
Where the
minutes or
bridge is,
whatever.
like 50
Well,
seconds long.
yeah, it's still okay to have a 4-minute song, but it's just funny when the majority of that is the bridge that doesn't have vocals. I think
And it's-
it's completely okay to have a 4-minute song.
I
Maybe
mean,
just consider that.
What's taking up that 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we would change the bridge.
Would change the bridge in a heartbeat.
I
Do
feel
the
like
what would we change segment of. I always really liked that one. We used to open with that a lot. I remember.
Yeah.
Like
it was better.
that was like
live.
our.
I think,
think
the
all of
bridge
them were better
was
live.
Still something.
I remember
Yeah.
like when we had the record like ready, we were kind of like, yeah, it's Scully and then Less Love and Misery. Like we kind of knew we were like, these are the leading singles
These are the hits.
easily. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a different favorite from that era though. Yeah, my favorite before I was playing with you guys was Three Night Stand.
Stand.
Oh,
Three
that
Night
came
Stand.
after.
That's
yeah,
technically
yeah.
post.
That was the next
Post.
record.
Oh, is that on Coasting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Oh,
first song
sorry.
from Coasting.
It's on Coasting.
That's okay.
Sorry, fake fan.
I think Bad Hearts is probably my favorite.
Bad Hearts,
From
I think, is
the-
the most like interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for me, like it's the most fun to play. I'd
Yeah.
say. But Less Love and Misery was the most like, it felt like I was like, oh, we figured out how to write like a catchy like pop rock song. Like this is how you do it.
Yeah.
So it felt like good to be like, okay, we know how to do this. We just have to get the right equipment to record it.
Yeah.
And like now we know
Make it better.
how we would trim the fat on that song. And
Yeah.
it feels cool to know that like even back then we were like, we know what a good hook is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's great. And that's sort of always been what we've prioritized, I think, is like something you can sing along to or dance along to and like gets you moving and like makes you feel
Yeah.
good. Even if it's 4 minutes.
Even if it's sad.
Even if it's sad.
You really start dancing at the that just gets you going.
Fucking drives me crazy. It's so funny when it's just the bass.
It is.
Well, because
so
the bass comes in so straight, dun 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 dun, and then dun 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 dun, 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 with the
It's-
guitar then swung dee doo dee doo dee. It's
It's almost like easy core with the dun 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 dun
Oh
dun
yeah,
dun.
for sure.
Yeah, but
Super
like not
easy
fully
chord.
committing to
I
it.
remember that was at a point where I was really into the story so far and also Bad Sons. And like Jesse was also a big The Story So Far fan at the time. And that was sort of, at least for me, it was like that was part of the goal, was to be able to write like Story So Far-esque songs.
Yeah,
But then also still have some of the pop elements of Bad Sons.
yeah. It's a tough two to fuse, but I guess a little intentionally and unintentionally, that is kind of where we were.
We kind of didn't hit either mark perfectly, but we came up with something in our own realm.
Well, you're never going to, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to and I think that's a good thing.
It's probably best that we didn't just rip off stories. So
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we had a shot at that. Let's make it clear.
best and also not possible.
We were not going to do that.
I'm not
'cause we
going to
could
sound
not-
like that band because
we
that band
couldn't
is.
have done that,
Yeah.
especially then. There was no. Yeah, thank God we didn't try to commit to that because it just would have sounded really bad.
We gotta sound
Would
angrier.
have been not right.
I mean, by not committing to either, though, you sounded unique even at that point. When I feel like usually first EP is imitating one other artist exclusively,
Yeah.
But you guys would always have. I'm speaking as if I'm not. You know what I mean? Like when I was watching you guys.
No, it's good to have this more objective, outside perspective too.
Yeah.
Because
how-
you
tell
were
us
seeing it
how
happen in
good
real
were we?
time.
It was so bad, but I
No.
saw where it could go if I helped.
If you were in the band,
if I could just wrangle
Damn
these
it.
wild animals.
if I was in the band, it would be
It
good.
would sound like this. Well, because it was truly like the you hadn't picked a lane in a very good way. Where we joke about the bridges, but that's okay. So the bridge of that song, or the bridge of MJF, or the bridge of Bad Hearts, even, or the bridge of a lot of the old stuff was you're watching a band that's playing a pop punk song. And then the bridge kicks in, and it's a dance beat with a disco guitar part, like a
Three Night Stand. That's a cool bridge.
Yes, it really is, and it's I think later on we managed to actually meld the two and make it make more sense with the idea that very early on those two things existed, even if they were separate all the time, was unique, and it was very obvious you were pulling from more than just one kind of music. So it was Arrows in Action is a pop punk band then, right? Because it's way more like
Oh,
that.
yeah.
But it wasn't. And because there would just be this weird thing that would happen in the bridge every time. And I remember just being and then we started to marry those things with Chasing Rhymes. We were well, what if we just did the dance beat the whole time and make it make a little more sense and started heading towards that
We used
direction.
to try to shove all the cool, weird, interesting parts like into the bridge, I think.
I think so.
And then like
yeah.
just be like,
Yeah.
and then the rest is just pop punk.
Yes.
And it's funny because like I feel like I can even hear like early versions of like Learn My Lesson, Head in the Clouds in like Lust, Love, and Misery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it still feels
Yeah.
like it's there, but we managed to get all the anything we would have wanted to do in the bridge. You know, it's like, well, let's put that just in the song, in like in the verse or the chorus or somewhere where
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be the main thing, but it can be another piece going on.
Yeah. Well, that's also the early thing of like when you come up with a cool part and then that has to be the focus. Whereas like now I feel like if we're working on something and you come up with a cool part, it's like, cool, what does this help the most?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's its own thing, but usually if it's like a cool guitar part or like a counter melody or something like that, you tuck it in the mix behind like a good vocal. And it's
Yeah.
not like, okay, now the bridge is here, so it needs to be a guitar solo, a drum solo, a bass solo. You know?
The idea that like when you come up with a part, you're like, but how will they hear it if it's under the vocal?
If it's
Like,
doing-
but how
yeah.
will they know about this sick part I wrote?
Yeah.
Like
it's
you're
not
so
the
concerned
main
and
thing.
self-important as you're writing the part. You're like,
Yeah.
but how will they know that I wrote this?
Yeah, and that goes away with time. But like, yeah, I don't know. The point being it was never straightforward anything. It was always like a little weird, which is cool, I think, from an outside perspective.
Thanks.
Yeah.
It's nice having that
You too.
perspective. Jesse,
Oh, thanks. Thanks. Now what do we talk about?
yeah.
What else happened with this song?
I mean,
we definitely already talked shit about it and how
No,
we
no,
never would change
no
it.
release party for this one either. Nothing.
No
Release
way.
party. What are
No.
you talking
Release
about?
show.
When did it-
I
No,
mean,
no.
like,
There was no promoting.
When did this song
Music.
come out?
Probably a few months after
You
Scully.
can, if you Google it, it'll show you like the Spotify
assume.
release for it.
I can only assume a few months after that.
Probably.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet early May, and I'm gonna bet that Running from the Sun came out mid or late May.
Yeah, likely. That sounds right.
Yeah,
Perfect timing. Right before summer.
right before everyone leaves the school that was our
Perfect.
main market.
Love that.
Can't find the
Yeah,
date.
I love that. I love that. We didn't even think about it.
Wait, what?
We put out what?
It says.
There's no date on it?
Yeah, it says. Oh no, go back. Click on the.
This is great for the.
Hold on.
Bottom, March 18th.
Oh, March.
It says March 18th, 2016.
It can't be right.
That can't be right.
All right, we'll figure this out.
Maybe that's when the movie
Stand
soundtrack
by.
came out.
We've got a few more songs to decide when the EP and this song.
We
Doing
didn't
this
do
early
nearly
stuff.
enough research for this.
This just cracks me up. Doing the early stuff just cracks me because it's like it's not on anything. Well, it's on. Sorry, it's on stuff, but it's because it's not on Spotify because we don't like play it or ever think about it. We're like piecing this together.
None of this is documented
You guys-
information.
You
like
guys remember what you were doing 10 years ago? Nobody remembers what they
No.
were doing 10 years ago.
No.
Can we talk about that? How crazy it is that it hasn't been 10, but it's been 8 years since those
For you
songs,
guys,
like
it's been 10 years
Yeah.
in a band together.
10 years in a
mean,
band together. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. The flyer was 12 years ago,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is, well, I guess like 11 and a half. No,
I remember I wished you a happy 11-year anniversary like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
Of an anniversary of me meeting you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not being in the band, but like meeting you. I remember the day because I had something come up on Facebook that was like, this is the day you opened for I Fight Dragons. I was like, that was the day that changed my life. I met Jesse.
So for anybody thinking that anything like this happens
Oh, yeah.
overnight, it does not.
Yeah, I mean, and we were what, just like 6 or 7 years old then.
Yeah,
So,
just
it's been
wee
sick.
lads.
Yeah, we were just little kids.
Because how old are we now? 22 and
What's
22,
the math on that?
I think.
I'm
yeah,
20,
right?
dog.
So we
If it
were,
was 11 years ago,
must
I'm
have met
only
in
18.
It's,
We're all 22.
we're all fresh.
I love that.
and-
We're all 19 and this happened overnight.
Yeah, just
That's
keep
right.
another nugget if you'd like to become famous and successful like we are.
Lie.
Why? Like,
Lie and meet me and keep trying.
Meet,
not old.
meet
We're not
Jesse
old.
and then work at it for 10 years.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good start.
yeah.
Not bad though. That's not so bad. You know?
Meeting you? It's not that bad.
I don't know.
It's not that bad. It could be a lot
It
worse.
could be way worse.
When did you start? This might be a little bit of a departure, but when did you start having like grandiose like ideas for the band? Like, was it like after
question.
college or like? Because Jesse has sort of always been our big dreamer, but like there was an early point where we weren't really like thinking too much about what we were doing. We were just
Yeah.
recording music
Not
and just
at all.
playing local shows.
Yeah.
But there was a switch.
Oh yeah,
At one
yeah,
point.
yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, we weren't really trying to do anything besides like play shows and
I remember we talked sophomore
slowly
year.
record music.
We talked sophomore year. We were playing the Pokemon drinking game at your apartment, second half with Adrian. I remember the
Second
moment,
half.
and we were
Great
talking about like
game.
we were like, do we want to go on tour? And I remember at the time was just like, nah, man, I got stuff to do here.
What did you have to do?
That's so
I
funny.
think I was just so like,
I mean,
because I wasn't
yeah.
taking the band crazy seriously, other than
None of
just
us
like I was
were.
just like, we're writing the music. It's fine.
Yeah.
We're writing and recording the music. We're playing our local Gainesville shows. I'm in the American Marketing Association, guys. I'm ambassadoring for Spotify. I'm interning at State Farm.
I was like, you're working
I'm-
for free.
All of these
You're
things
working
were
for free everywhere.
All of these things were a bigger deal than being in Arizona.
Because
yes,
at the
I know,
time, I think my reasoning was that I wanted to still work for a record label. Because I was just like, we haven't blown up yet, and I don't know what it takes for that to happen. So I'm gonna place my bets on working for a record label. So I had joined the American Marketing Association, was a vice president,
VP,
was an ambassador for Spotify. for like-
VP.
That's right. Ooh. But I remember, like, I was just involved in that. And I was just like, I want to do all these business things. So when I then approach a record label, they'll be like, yeah, you've done all these business things, so you can come work for us. Like, that makes sense.
Makes
But
some
Yeah.
sense. There's some sense to that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I also was not like committed to the band much. Like, I was as committed to the band as the band was committed to itself, which was not much.
Yeah.
We just sort of existed and we enjoyed playing shows and like making music. Obviously enough to the point where we were like saving money to record it. So like, you know, it's like it's
There
not
was
like
commitment in
it's not
that.
like we weren't committed. Like we were
Yeah.
putting in time and money.
there's so many levels of commitment that go to a band.
Yeah.
Because, like, if you're just playing shows, and not to knock any band that's just playing shows, but I think our reasoning was, if we are just playing shows and we don't record this, we don't have a physical thing to show for it. All
Yeah.
we have is the memory of playing that show, and
Yeah.
I want to be able to show my mom what all the time I'm
I have
wasting is
a
going
song.
toward. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
this is what I did for the last year. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess it would have been like, I think definitely pre Hell in Paradise, that I was like, I mean, it was really not that it's like too sappy, but it was definitely Christiana that made me be like think that we should try and do something with it.
Yeah.
Cause she was like, oh, it's like actually really good. Like Coasting. This would have been Coasting is out.
coasting was an interesting time because I don't think we had quite really made like a commitment yet. And you were talking about moving to Orlando, I think, at the time.
Probably
And
2017.
I was just graduating, so I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
I was so broke. Didn't have a job lined up after college.
where I was just like, what do we do? And the band is not making any money at this
Yeah,
point.
we had just released 4
And
songs
would not
that
for many years
the
later.
band is exclusively spending money.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all.
That's what bands are
But-
good at.
not to jump ahead too much, but like with coasting, like I remember feeling so stoked on those songs. Like there is something here. We shouldn't
Yeah.
give it up. But like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think we did that and it was actually pretty good, or like we felt it was pretty good. And then hearing like we had been dating for a few years at that time. My girlfriend say like, this is actually like really good. Like you guys should try to do this. And she's like an engineer. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Well, it's different
Cool.
when like someone's like
Let me try that.
saying it for real too, because I think like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
people who are supportive in your life and like it's awesome and they might mean it, but I think you notice a difference between when someone like Christiana genuinely listens to that kind of music, right?
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
like saying like, no, I actually like
like
this. You should try.
Yeah.
Hard.
Well, yeah, someone who has like stake in it and whose life could be worse off if it,
If it
doesn't
went
work.
poorly, yeah,
So yeah, I was like, oh shit, okay,
yeah,
cool.
And I really respected Christiana's, like, first of all, great person and got along with her super well, but also like I remember being like, "You like Bad Sons? Oh fuck!" Like
I like that.
and for her to then be like, "I like Bad Sons," and also your music is pretty good. It's like, oh, okay, cool. There is actually something like you don't just like pop punk, and you're not just saying that we make pop punk music that's decent. Like there's something here.
Yeah.
First Arrows in Action fan and supporter.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's still a major reason of why it works at all.
Big shout out. Soon to be wife
Yeah.
as of a few weeks from now.
I can't fucking wait.
Yeah.
It's going to be so fun.
Yeah.
Big year,
Wife in
2024.
action. Yeah, big year. But yeah, so that was definitely like a little bit. And then obviously Matt.
I think Matt was the moment.
Yeah.
Matt was the moment that we decided to take things seriously.
Well,
Like,
we got a lot better when Matt joined, just because I think
Thanks.
he kicked our butts. It's like, oh, we should try.
I came in with demands.
we can't let
man.
this guy show
I
us
came in
up in
Like,
our own
and
band.
I think it's important.
on bass.
It's important to say, like, not to say that like previous guitarists were not as good, but he was also just like, we had to get better.
Well, and I think so.
Also.
Part of it was that like we asked Matt. I remember messaging Matt and being like, "Hey, would you? I know it's not what you mainly play, but it would be a huge favor for us. Like we need a fill in on bass. Like I don't want to play bass anymore. I want to play guitar, and we need someone to play bass." And I feel like you took it really seriously. Like I feel like you showed up like this was a job. Like you took every music job that you did, you treated so seriously, and you're like, if I don't get, like, I have to get these right. And like, it's funny because these were our songs. So
Well, the
like,
rest of them were paying me, so I had to do it. But see, the reason I took it really seriously because you had gotten me 2 of those. And I was like, I like this band a lot. And like Victor has really helped me a lot by getting me 2 paid jobs. So like, yes, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. So I did take it very seriously. Playing bass.
yeah, it was like,
yeah.
chill out, man.
Yeah.
This is Arrows in Action band practice, man. You don't got to be all
You don't have to know the parts.
do whatever you want.
It was let me be clear, though, it was very fun. It just meant I came in rehearsed.
Yeah.
I was just like,
and
Oh,
Jesse and I did
yeah.
not come in rehearsed. I would say, like we
Where?
didn't rehearse.
How?
This was rehearsal.
Yeah.
What do you mean came in rehearsed? Like,
Rehearsed. What are you talking
this
about?
is where we would teach each other the songs.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember like there was October of 2017, I think, or September of 2017 was when you started playing bass for us.
wow.
Somewhere in the fall.
Is it that early?
I think so, yeah.
Wow.
And then
Set the scene. How tall is Matt?
Way taller back then.
I was going to say shorter. He grew into this.
I was so much more
Way
confident.
taller.
We had to play way better, and Matt had to get way taller to match Jesse.
Right.
Just better for the brain.
I forget how long Matt was playing bass for us before he like sat me down. And it was May. It was right maybe in April or March or May or something. And you were like, "Hey, I'm gonna graduate very soon."
Yeah.
And I remember sitting down with Matt at a brewery. We were just hanging out, and he's like, "Hey, can we go get a drink? I want to talk to you about something." And I
I
was
took
like,
you there but right before I graduated college, 2 years after that.
and yes,
Yeah. So I still wasn't playing guitar yet. I was a fill-in on bass I didn't realize it was that long. It was almost 2 years.
yes,
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, "Yep, this is where Matt tells me that he has to stop playing bass for us, and that makes sense, and that's okay." And he was like, "Listen, we can do this. Like, we have something really special here.
Yeah.
Like between all of us, like we can take this the distance if you guys want to. I just need to know that you want to, because either I commit to this and I stay here, or I go somewhere else and do a different job or play in a different band, or I start my life somewhere else, and I have to know what we're doing." And I remember being like, "Oh shit, yeah, we can do this seriously.
Sure,
yeah,
man.
sure, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever you want.
Yeah.
I think I texted Jesse and was like, "Hey, we're doing this for real now."
Now
Matt
we're
said
doing
so.
it for
Like,
real. My proposition was, if you want to do it for real, we could all move into a house together and do it for real. Or I don't know I think my goal at the time was to move to Chicago and like get
Yes.
a music industry job, which seems so random and whatever. I was just applying to jobs but I wanted so badly to play, and I knew that I would be unhappy if I was doing anything but playing. And so I was really nervous that you'd be like, "Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna like keep my job and like be happy and not be super poor." So
and there was another moment too where like
But we did
so So I remember when you brought up like we could do this, I could play guitar, and I was like, that's all well and good, dude, but we would need a bassist, and the only bassist I want is, and you were like, Tony. I've already talked to him about it.
Yeah, I did.
I've already
Shout out
talked to
Tony
Tony.
Farah. Like Matt,
I got out ahead of it.
We all knew who we would want to be the
Ridiculous.
bassist, and at the time, Tony was playing in like 3 or 4 different
And I
bands.
lived with Tony.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tony was a little older than us, but like he was like a Gainesville like musician through and through. Like he had been playing there for years. Like we were really good friends, and I was like, if we could just get him to do it, he's the best bassist I know. Like
Yeah.
that. And Matt was like, already talked to him. He's down. And I was like, oh shit, you're
that.
doing some legwork here, man. Like you got this taken care of.
I was excited. I was ready. And I think it was either that weekend or the week after that we met at Mod's Coffee and looked at houses together.
Yeah.
And found the
Is it really that like
the turnaround was pretty
fast?
well because I was moving out of my apartment. Remember, like it was the end of my senior year of college, so I was getting ready to move, and I remember between leases, I slept on your floor for a little bit. And then
Yeah.
I slept on my other friend's floor. Yeah,
Well, when
This
did you
timeline doesn't sound
when did
right
you
to me.
when did you graduate? Was
Yeah,
it
because
May 20
we played the Denim. So wow, we're jumping so far ahead. Release wise, it doesn't matter.
Well, so really quick,
we
when
put
did you-
out Hell in Paradise in May of 2019.
Yes.
Sorry. I did
You
get it wrong.
joined in like January of 2019 as
It's
guitar
full time as guitar.
when we were tracking
Yes,
Hell in Paradise.
the talk
Or
came
like
later.
no, like
Yes.
December, November of 2018 because Chasing Rhymes.
You played bass for us for like a year. That's crazy.
Chasing Rhymes comes out in like January of 2019.
yeah,
God, that's nuts. You played
yeah.
bass
The,
for like
the
a
talk
year.
came after that process was already started. Yes, I
Yeah.
remember. yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, that's crazy.
And then like because Tony played bass on the home team tour.
yes,
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
You
did
tracked on Hell in Paradise. Yes. Okay, we
Tony,
figured
if
out the
you
timeline.
Watch
now.
this or listen to this. Hi, I
Hi,
love
Tony.
you.
I love you, Tony.
Yeah,
Yeah, Matt was pretty good at bass.
thanks.
Okay.
But Tony was my favorite.
Tony was a lot
bassist.
better at bass.
I'm not gonna lie, that was an empty compliment because I don't remember. I'm
I
sure you were good. It's really just my my confidence that you were good, but I don't remember.
What's funny
If
is
you
like
were.
if you look back at like the recording of the Gray, like some of Matt's original writing for the Gray on bass made it in there, and then like the
Yeah.
verses, Tony kind of like
Made the whole
really
thing better.
really
Yeah.
took it over.
Yeah, made it
Tony,
actual bass parts.
I still try to think of Tony like when I play bass. Like I still, even if I'm not playing it exactly like Tony, I always think about like how would Tony play it.
Yeah.
Like especially on like songs like Built to Last, where it's just like driving bass.
Yeah, yeah.
Shout out Tony, one of my biggest influences for bass.
Yeah.
Big Tony fan. Looked up to Tony for a long time when I was like stage managing and stuff. I'd always run into him because he was playing with so many bands. I would run into him at all these shows,
yeah.
and yeah,
A true pro.
Tony technically still plays in Rehasher, doesn't he?
I think so.
Yeah, go check out Rehasher if you haven't. One
And
of
the-
Roger Lima's side projects.
Yeah.
and the Murmurs.
And the Murmurs as well.
Murmurs.
The
For-
Duppies exist. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where they
I don't know.
where
so.
still stand, but
Yeah,
definitely the Murmurs.
yeah.
With ease. Not
With
not
ease.
spelled properly.
Yeah,
Or is that a word?
MERMERS.
Yeah.
yeah. Horror surf rock. It's
Yeah.
fucking sick.
Instrumental horror
Yeah.
surf rock. Very cool.
Well, damn. That's Lust, Love, and Misery.
Yeah. with a lot of context.
Yeah, with a lot of it's okay, this will be good. Then we won't have to say all this dumb stuff later.
Yeah. We're world building,
guys.
We're
Yeah,
world
yeah.
building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Forever grateful that
It's just like a
we
book.
did end up doing it after my, hey, I'm going to move or we're going to do it for real.
Oh
Well, that
yeah.
was-
Everyone wanted to do it for real.
That was,
It was-
such
Yeah.
an important moment. Like
Seeing
I
it
remember
happen.
I remember being like, this is it. Like this is the moment that we've been like waiting for. Where
Yeah.
like someone else is like, we all can do this together, and it just felt like such a powered group.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It did. Yeah.
It just felt like we had gotten like when we finally had like Matt, Jesse, me, Tony. It was like we've just made a super group.
Yeah.
like
It
I
felt
didn't
like it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
it
we
felt
got
like it. Yeah.
And because I remember it seeing Bothering Dennis and being like, if we could just steal that motherfucker, we'd be so good. If we could just steal Tony from Rehasher, we'd be the
Yeah.
best band.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really did just like take people from. I took people from other bands, and then
Yeah.
taught you guys how to take other people from other bands.
And then we did that too, because you took me
Yeah,
somehow.
got
Yeah.
Vic, got Mac, got Tony. It was great.
In a way,
And
it was
we're gonna
all.
get you too.
We're gonna get you.
Wait,
In a way, it was all cosmic.
yeah.
Cosmic.
And
Once
here-
per episode.
and here
we're gonna
we
get
are
that
now.
in. Yeah.
Making the journey.
In a podcast studio in Nashville.
We did it.
Holy shit. Episode 2?
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Cap? Okay. Yep. We're going to do that every time. I'm gonna see. I don't know if it helps. Probably not. We'll see.
I've seen it happen. You just clap, and that's how it knows it's done.
Yeah, we don't have to push any buttons.
Technology thing.